Happy greetings, everyone. I am Crystal Foreman. I'm the owner and educator of Holistic Wellness and Health, where we make healthy living easy, nutritious, delicious, and fun. If you can see and hear me okay, just say hi to me and say I can see you and hear you. If you're watching this live, put hashtag live. And if you're watching this as a replay, hashtag replay. So today we are going to focus on root vegetables. I'm going to be every once in a while looking over at the computer just to see if anyone has any comments, questions about anything as we go along. So let me just check real quick if you already have a comment. Awesome. All right. So it looks like it's me talking to me, which is weird. But thank you all for watching and tuning in. So just say hi. Let me know where you're tuning in from as well. So we have our beautiful root veggies from our produce box from the Plantation Park Heights Urban Farm in West Baltimore. So every Thursday we have produce boxes that are filled with a lot of different veggies. And right now we're in the winter. So fall and winter, root veggies and winter squashes are extremely popular. And sometimes we get some things that we might not be familiar with in the box, but I'm going to show you that you can really do a lot of the exact same things with the root veggies. So today we're focusing on roasted root veggies. So we have our carrots here, some turnips that came in this week's and last week's box. This weird looking thing, which is actually, I believe a turnip is what the consensus has been, but a lot of people were asking, what is this? And so one of the things I love about root veggies is that they keep really well. And so I got this in the box a month ago, and it still looks the same as it did. So if you keep it in nice, cool, dark temperature, either in a basement or in your refrigerator in the dark, like the bottom area, it will keep. Like this will keep until March. So I love root veggies for that purpose. This huge, very large sweet potato, it's been in the boxes, and potatoes and onions. So usually every week we get potatoes and onions, and if not potatoes, white potatoes, then sweet potatoes in place of white potatoes. Always apples as well, and we've done some roasted apples before, or baked apples, but today we are focusing on roasting. So I'm going to actually go on and start cutting up my carrots. I've already washed and scrubbed them and took the ends off of them. And I'm keeping them about 1/2 inch thick for roasting purposes. So if you have any questions, hi Adrian, thanks for tuning in. Just feel free to ask as we're going. So one question I've received is, what is the difference between roasting and baking? So I love baked veggies as well. That's something that you can do with the produce, but roasting tends to leave more flavor in your produce. It caramelizes the produce a little faster, so they actually get browned, and it cooks faster as well. So root veggies can take a while to cook sometimes when you're baking. And roasting, if you have a quick, nice oven as well, or a small, even convection oven, they'll cook pretty quickly in there. So let me move this over. This is a beautiful purple turnip. It's gorgeous when you cut into it. I'm saving my ends in my little scrap container. If you wanted to regrow this, you actually could. So next week I need to bring the bok choy that I did a few weeks ago. It's actually about this big now. It's beautiful, and I'll show some pictures as well, but it has been growing. The first week it grew really fast, really well, and then the second week it started slowing down. So by the time you all see it, it'll be third week, because I didn't bring it this week. But yeah, it's looking really good. So you can regrow a lot of winter veggies too, especially the roots. It's pretty easy. Usually you'll end up with the greens, so you'll end up with like beet greens, carrot greens, turnip greens, and not necessarily get the whole root again, but you can do a lot with those greens as well. I'm gonna put these in my bowl. Look how beautiful that is. Those colors are gorgeous, like striped through. We'll do this one as well. And really all of this is going to give us a lot of different colors of the rainbow. We have our purple, which is usually harder to get in this climate. So we're getting our purple and red, orange, white, and light green as well. So yes, turnips and rutabagas are not the same, but they are used the same. And so sometimes they can look exactly alike. When you get rutabagas from the grocery store, they usually put a wax on it, a wax coating, and you have to peel that off. You can't cook it like it is. But if you get it from an organic farm where they don't do that, usually because it's local, so they don't have to do that for storage or for shipping. You can do the exact same thing with the turnip as you do with the rutabaga. That was another thing. They're like, is this a turnip or rutabaga? I'm pretty sure this is a turnip. But it could be a rutabaga. Like, there was no description, and I didn't get a definitive answer, but it doesn't matter when all is said and done because it's a root. And so we can roast it, we can grill it, we can mash it, we can saute it, we can eat it. Yes, yes. An audience that you can make this into soup. You can do like a pureed soup, chunky soup, salads, gratin fries. So you can actually make these into French fries. You can do chips. So you can make chips out of these, either dehydrated or fried. So just treat it like you would this or this. Yep. So I'm still not 100% sure. It's either a turnip or rutabaga. That I am sure of. It's one of those two. Yeah. So I'm going to slice through. So I know a lot of people still have theirs left from a couple of weeks ago. I've talked to some folks but it's still in the fridge and it's still nice and good. So I'm just slice off the top here, and I'm going to slice off the bottom. And you can't see. Oh, they can see though. Yeah, you're good. So because this is so large, I'm actually going to slice it in half. Definitely it's beneficial to have a good sharp knife. This is definitely hard to cut through, whatever you are. But look at these colors first before I finish cutting it. That's pretty. So now let's see. Chopping through this. Say it again. Whatever you are. Whatever you are. But you'll be tasty because we're going to flavor it up with our spices and herbs. So just slice it down through. So I cut it in half, and then I'm going to put it flat down and just make slices through it. So it's easier to cut once you make it a little smaller and more manageable. And you can make these small or big. I'm actually going to cut these in half, just to make it a little easier for us to eat. And you can make this into a finger food and just eat it like you would French fries, or just use your fork. You can use this as a topping on your salads to make your salads more hearty as well. Make sure I'm going to put these all in our bowl here. This is some I put on the tray already. Make sure I'm going to take some of the purple ones off. And put that there. So we're going to add some grapeseed oil. You can use sesame oil or avocado oil as well, just enough to coat our veggies. And I'm going to add some coarse sea salt. So you can use whatever salt you want. I find that coarse salt, like kosher salt and coarse sea salt, are really cool for roasting and baking. Kind of leaves like a flaked saltiness on it. It makes it like a snack. It's really good. So you can do that. I'm going to use my hands to throw some love in here too. Just mix it all together. And then you can add whatever seasonings you want. So I have my niece and nephew are here, and they love spicy. So we have some in the oven already, nice and spicy for them. And for that, I use red pepper flakes, some cayenne, and onion powder, a whole lot of good stuff, and a bunch of Italian seasonings. I use oregano, basil, and thyme, and some black pepper as well. This one is not going to be as spicy because it's for my type of palate. So let's put this on our sheet. Turn it out. And so the carrots, I'm just going to drizzle the oil on there and season it as well. And then I'm just going to season it all on our tray. So let me move this over. This tray is full. Just add a little bit of oil. So I have found, I've done some of these roasted without oil because I try to do some, it uses the least amount of oil as possible. They turned out okay, but I think like you need to use at least a little oil, and then you can add some apple cider vinegar or something vinegar to it when roasting it. But it definitely needs something on there. I did do these turnips. I was in one of my, I just want to, like one of my lazier moods. So I put the whole thing in the oven. I wasn't trying to go through a whole lot of stuff, and it turned out fine, but I think it's better when you actually cut it and add more stuff to it. But it was no different than if I had put a whole baked potato in the oven. So if you feel like, you know, you're tired and you don't want to go through a whole lot of stuff, wash it, put some seasoning on it and throw it in the oven and come back in 30, 40 minutes. This is about 45 minutes. And you still have something that's edible. And what I would say is then cut it open and put some more flavor in. Yeah, so let's see, we have our onion powder. This on. Nice little light coating, some black pepper. And some smoked paprika, because if you know me, I love smoked paprika on pretty much anything savory. So smoked paprika and nutritional yeast are my friends. I got this bulk. So if you can find it in the bulk section, it's definitely less expensive that way. But you can usually find it with regular spices as well. So I'm just gonna mix this together on the tray as well. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Tavon. Thanks for joining in. All right. Got all this. I'm going to mix this all in too. Get all the flavors in. If you feel like you need to add more salt at the end, you can, but it shouldn't be necessary. Just sprinkle it on like lightly before you put it in the oven and try to keep sodium low. Then you can add more if you need to. So I'm just going to rinse my hands off real quick, and we'll get this in the oven and take the other ones out. That's my super real quick. So let me show this to you. So we have our tray ready to go in the oven. And I'm going to pull out the other tray that is in the oven. So let me this down. All right. So these have been in the oven for about 40 minutes. So for these are two different trays I'm pulling out. This is the first time I've used this oven on convection roast, so it really browned them up nicely. So this is the purple and white turnips here. A couple of them got a little extra crispy because I gave them little thinly cut. And she's gonna get our other turnips and carrots in the oven. And this tray has some white potatoes, turnips as well, and some onions. So my onions got a little bit extra crispy because I thinly spiced them. This is my first time trying the oven on that heat. It truly did not need to be in there for 40 minutes on convection. So usually when I have it in there at 450, I have it on the bake setting, and it takes about 40 minutes to get it nice and crisp. But this is still going to be good. Only a few of them got a little extra. So the rest of it is really ready to go. These are almost like fries. So once they cool down, you can just eat them with your hands. You can serve them with ketchup or any type of dip you want. Aioli would be good. barbecue sauce, even like whatever you want to use as a dip, if you want to use that, or leave it just how it is. It can be a side dish, and even just a snack for later. So definitely don't be afraid of our root veggies, even if you don't know what it is for sure. You know it's edible, and you know that it is a root veggie. So you can mash it up would be really good. I'm actually going to do some mashed turnips and carrots soon. It's a popular European dish, and it's been popularized in the southern parts of the U.S. as well. So that'll be a nice treat to do. So we'll be doing that with some of the veggies that we got in the box and some other cool things as well, including some soup, because this is the perfect weather for some nice soup. Cool thing you can do also is with these roasted veggies that we have here, you can actually blend this into a roasted soup. So instead of like boiling our roots and making the soup that way, you can actually roast it. I found like it's an extra step, but also changes the flavor and it's super yummy that way too. So I don't have a recipe for this because this is called like just cook what you have, intuitive cooking. We're not making this complicated. Put some oil, salt, pepper, whatever seasonings you want. You can go with cumin, some curry, and give it a different like Indian or Jamaican flavor. You can add Italian seasonings. You can add whatever seasonings you want to make it your own. So let me see if we have any questions over here. Doesn't look like it.